Hi, I'm Maggie Ayre. I'm a female fitness professional, specifically working with teenage girls. And I've spent the last 10 days out in Thailand with a whole group of other fitness professionals, including Matt Luxton. And I've been very lucky to spend this week with Matt, who has some fantastic ideas and has been working on a product especially for equestrian athletes. So I'm here today to talk with Matt because I found his work really inspirational. His philosophy behind rider's fitness is something that hasn't really been used before within riding. And I just want to share with you a few more ideas that Matt's got. So how come you do have such a fantastic knowledge around riding and equestrian athletes?
I guess I've been really lucky to have grown up with my whole family being involved in equestrian. My dad was a farrier, my granddad was a farrier, my mum still is with wholesale with farriers as well, selling horseshoes. My sister's a jockey. In fact, I'll probably pretty much learned to ride before I could walk.
Okay.
So that there right from the outset really helped me. And then just riding right the way through my teens. I still ride now. I think, and I've been able to really connect with the equestrian athletes.
Sure.
I call everyone an equestrian athlete because at the end of the day, equestrian is a sport, and I think that a lot of other sports need to stand up and take notice of this sport because it's really, really demanding on the body, and I don't think it really matters whether you're a professional or you consider yourself a social rider. You're still an athlete. You're still competing in a sport every time you go out.
So you've seen equestrian athletes of all different shapes and sizes?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you know the way a lot of them train?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of equestrians will get given generic training programs, and that's not their fault. It's just purely because there's just not enough information out there at the minute that's specific to them. You'll find a lot of them in the sort of generic Pilates class. Don't get me wrong, Pilates is actually really good and it is a good part of a program, but it shouldn't be the wholesale fundamental behind it. So when they come to me, equestrian athletes having done that, we normally just change their way of thinking a little bit, and they just get great results after that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you've developed this new product.
Yeah. So the equestrian athlete plan.
Yeah. Any gems you can give us from within the product? How exactly are you going to change the way that these equestrian athletes are working out?
I think the big thing for them is that the plan is very sort of specific in its nature, sort of correcting imbalances that we typically see, and 95% of the equestrian population that I've ever trained come in with very, very similar conditions, if you like, or their major complaint is a lower back problem, or stiff around the hips, calves get tight, perhaps slightly rounded posture just due to the lack of core strength. But for me, having a time structured program for them is really, really important, because the equestrian athlete is time stressed. They've got lots of things to do by the time they get up in the morning and do their normal, like what normal people do, and then they go and do their equestrian bits and pieces as well. Go and muck out, or go and ride, or whatever they got to do. Then they get on with their daily lives, and then they come home from work, and and it all carries on. So these equestrian animals don't ever let the equestrian athlete have a rest.
No.
So they're always sort of tied to them. So producing a program that's really time efficient really is probably the answer to your question.
Sure. Okay. And we all know that equestrian athletes spend an awful lot of time and money on their horses.
Yeah.
Why is it that they don't spend the same levels of time and money on themselves and making sure that they're in top condition for their sport?
Yeah, well, this is it. And I think up to now, or more recently, people have become more and more aware of the need to train to be fit to ride. So without riding to get fit, they actually need to get fit to ride.
Sure.
So a combination of the two. Don't get me wrong, riding is a great exercise and it is a sport, but it will wear and tear on the body if we haven't got the right strength and fitness levels in place. before they let themselves loose.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, the MOT their car every year, but I'm not sure.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes.
But the equestrian athletes I've worked with have reacted really, really positively to it. So it's been really good.
Okay. Let's. Can I ask you a little bit more about the specifics of the program? I mean, obviously you're talking to people involved with show jumping.
Yeah.
And the 2-point position is something that I've recently learned a little about.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about it this week. It's a big problem really in terms of the balance for the horse. The 2-point position is a position that any equestrian who does any jumping will get themselves into.
Right.
And as they go over a fence, or as they're approaching a fence, the impact of the rider's position as they approach the fence is going to have a massive impact on the balance of the horse. So if you've got somebody who's really tired and they're not able to use their core strength, then they'll find themselves in a compromised position, putting the horse at risk actually of falling. So the 2-point position can easily be trained by, I use a specific set of what we call fixation core exercises, which actually stabilise the spine and prevent any unwanted flexion.
Right.
Which is flexion is where they fall forwards in the saddle. So by using the fixation exercise, I've really been able to help them out.
Right. Well, the more I learned about this product, the more I realised just how much it's going to help the equestrian athletes. It really is beneficial both with time, money, safety. You're talking about safety of the athlete and also the horse, and improving all aspects. It's really fascinating subject, and this product is just going to be an absolute fantastic resource for any equestrian athlete. So thank you very much for talking to me about it today.
Thank you very much.